Good morning, friends. This is Ajit Agrawal from Agrawal Classes, Raipur. I am going to start a series of lectures on the subject thermodynamics, which we are used to study in engineering, and some of the part is common to all the branches of the engineering. Today, we will discuss the introduction of the thermodynamics. What is thermodynamics? What is the definition of thermodynamics? The application of thermodynamics, basic definition and concepts used in thermodynamics like system, property, and state. Let us begin with the thermodynamics. What is thermodynamics? Thermodynamics is the science where we are considering the energy transfer and the effect of that energy transfer on the properties of the system. In this thermodynamics, basically 4 laws are there which are experimentally proved. The zeroth law of thermodynamics, which says that the thermal equilibrium, which signifies the thermal equilibrium. The first law of thermodynamics, which says that the energy can neither be created and nor be destroyed. The second law of thermodynamics, which gives us the extent that heat energy can be converted into work. That is the second law of thermodynamics, and it gives the concept of entropy. Then the third law of thermodynamics signifies that the absolute zero entropy. This we'll discuss further in the next classes. Now let us come up to the application area. In day-to-day life, we are observing everywhere the use of the thermodynamics. Say, in case of an automobile, we are burning the fuel, that the chemical energy is coming out in a form of a heat, then that heat is converted into mechanical work through the engine, and then that mechanical work is utilized to move the vehicle, and some of the work is utilized to convert into electrical energy, and then it is used for the horn, light, etc. Then the thermodynamics we are using for the power plant, say steam engine, steam turbine, gas turbine, rocket engines, and even in case of a geyser, or in case of some other applications where the heat or heating work we are doing, or in case of say compressor, we are utilizing the thermodynamics. So these are the applications of the thermodynamics. We can say that the thermodynamics is very useful in our day-to-day life. Now, the basic concepts and definitions. The system. What is system? System basically is nothing but the area or the volume where we are putting our attention while the energy is transferring. So system is the area or the volume in the space where we are focusing our attention. So they say this is the system. Now some energy is entered into the system. So what we are doing in thermodynamics, as this energy is entering into the system, then what is the change in property? Change in property of the system. Now the word comes the property. What is property? Property is nothing but a characteristics to define this particular system. Say, if you want to define a particular person named Ram Sharma or Ram Kumar, then only by name you cannot confirm that this is Ram Kumar. And if you want to locate some particular person named Ram Kumar in the college, but you are coming from outside of the India, then if you search for the Ram Kumar studying in college, you may find 1,000 number of students are there which are studying in various colleges, various classes named Ram Kumar. So this is one characteristic, but this is not sufficient. So what we will next will ask the father name of the Ram Kumar. So you may find now only 10 number of students are there which are having this Ram Kumar as name of the student, and say Shyam Kumar as the father's name. But still we are not able to locate that person. Then we will give another characteristic, say the age 20 years. So we may find that now only the 3 persons are there. Then we may again classify this as in the state, or in the, say he is studying in the engineering college, then you may find only 2 numbers are there. Then we will define the college. Then we may define the class. So this way, to locate particularly Ram Kumar, what we need the father name, we need the age, we need the class, we need the college name, we need the, this is the branch, and then this is the class. Then only we are able to finally locate the Ram Kumar. Similarly, in the system, some matter is there, say some mass M is there, as Ram Kumar is there. Similarly, here some mass M is there. Then how we can differentiate that this mass and some other system having the same mass M are different? Then these characteristics which states that this system is in this condition, that is the property. So say pressure, here the pressure may be P1, but here the pressure may be P2. Then say the temperature, here the temperature is T1, here the temperature is T2. Similarly, say here volume is V1, here volume is V2. So these three are the properties of the system. So what we are doing in the system, that if we are having a certain mass and some energy is entered into the system, this energy is entered either by means of a work or by means of a heat. So as this amount of energy is entering into the system, then what is the change in the property, pressure, temperature, volume, and some other properties? So this particular study is known as the thermodynamics. So here now we are having a system. Here we are having a system. System is nothing but a controlled area or controlled volume in the universe. And this system is surrounded by a boundary. System is surrounded by a boundary, and outside the boundary is the environment or surrounding. So if we'll combine the surrounding, boundary and the system, then this total becomes the universe. So what we are doing, we are considering a small area or a small volume in the universe where we are focusing our attention, and we are trying to find out the change in properties of the system because of energy either entering into the system or going out of the system. So what is the change in the property of this? So this is my system. Systems are of 3 types. One is the open system. Open system means a system where we can transfer the heat may go in or may go out, or the energy, work may go in or work may go out. So in general we say the energy may enter and may go out. Similarly, the mass transfer is also possible. Mass may move out of the system or mass may come into the system. Then this type of system will be known as the open system. If you wish to take an example, then we can take an example of air compressor. In the air compressor, some air is entering from the suction side and it is running with the help of a motor. So here the work is entering, here the mass is entering, and at the exit some mass is going out of the compressor with taking some heat. So here energy is entering or going out, mass is going in and out. So this system is known as the open system, or we can write in terms of an equation, change in energy is not zero, that is energy transfer is there during the process. Net change may be zero, but change in energy during the process is not zero. Similarly, change in mass during the process is not zero. Mass is moving. Mass is transferring, going in or out of the system. That is one example. The other example we can take as if I am having a cup with a tea. In this particular case, and this tea is hot compared with the surrounding, and this is my system. This is my system. So some of the vapors are going out as it is evaporating, and heat is also going out of the system through conduction and then convection. So here mass transfer is there, delta M is there, and delta E, the energy transfer, is also there. So we can say this is an open system. Next system we can consider as a closed system. Closed system where change in energy during the process will not be zero. That means energy is either going in or out or both. So that will be a closed system, but change in mass during the process will be zero. The mass movement will not be allowed in this particular case. So if we'll take the same example here, instead of now it is opening, if we'll cover it by a lid, then what is happening? Whatever the vapors were evaporating, that will come drop down again after condensing, but the heat is going out, that is energy is going out of the system, but mass is not going out. So this particular system is known as the closed system. As we can consider other example in piston cylinder arrangement. In piston cylinder arrangement, after the suction stroke is complete, both the valves remain closed, and this air or air petrol mixture inside the cylinder is getting compressed. When piston moves at this point, whatever the gas was there, now it is only in this region, but there is no mass transfer. So, but energy transfer may be there, because as it is compressed, the temperature is increased and some of the heat is going out, and while compressing we are providing some work also. So some energy we are supplying, some energy is going out because of the temperature. So, but there is no mass transfer. So it is a closed system. Then the third system is the isolated system. Isolated system. In case of isolated system, change in energy during the process will be zero, and change in mass during the process will be zero. That means mass cannot move out of the system or cannot enter into the system, and the energy also cannot move out and cannot move in to the system. Then this particular system will be known as an isolated system. You can consider for this as an example of an thermos flask where you are putting some hot liquid in this thermos. So because of this insulation, no heat is going out, is zero, and whatever the vapors are there, they are coming back here. So in this case, the mass transfer, change in mass is zero, and change in internal to energy transfer, energy transfer during the process is also zero. So this particular system we say as an isolated system. Practically this isolated system doesn't exist in reality, but we can consider as an approximate case the isolated system. If the insulation is very perfect and it is completely sealed, then we can say this, we can treat this as an isolated system. So that is all about the system: open system, closed system, and isolated system. Next we will consider the property. Property is the characteristics of the system. As we said, this is a system and it is having certain mass. So what is the characteristics of this mass? That is known as the property. and say the pressure, temperature, volume are the properties of the system. These properties depend on the state, or they define the state. Like if I'm saying here, say this one, 2, on the P and V coordinates, if we'll put, say here I am having a gas. At this particular time, the pressure of the gas is P1. At this point, when the piston is here, at that point the pressure is P1, temperature is T1, and volume is V1 of the gas. So these are the characteristics of the system, or characteristics of this mass M, which is inside the cylinder. When the piston is at this point, this one is the pressure, temperature, and volume. So this I can represent on the PV diagram as point 1. So this is the state. This is the state. Now as I am moving this piston towards left, and when the piston moves up to this particular point, say up to this point, then the gas is filled only in this space. Gas is filled only in this space, and at this time the volume is now reduced. Only this much volume is there, and say this volume is V2, the pressure is P2, and at this time the temperature is T2. So the system is now having the property or the characteristics as P2, V2, and T2. And this can be represented here as point 2, the state 2. So what has happened? The system was in the original position P1, T1, V1 with mass M. Now we had supplied some work, because we are compressing it, that means we are supplying some work. And as we supplied some energy into the system, the properties of this system has changed to P2, V2, and T2, and this can be represented here at this point 2. So that is the property of the system. The property of the system are basically 3 types. One is the extensive property. Second is the intensive property. And third is the specific property. Extensive property are one which depends on the mass, the properties which are function of mass. If the mass changes, the value of the property changes. This type of property is known as the extensive property. For example, if I am considering, say I am considering one system, a bigger system I take, and in this system I am filled with the gas, and I am measuring at this particular point what is the temperature. So the temperature is say T1. If I am measuring temperature at this point, then also I am finding the temperature is T1. If I am checking the pressure at this particular point, the pressure is P1. Here also the pressure is P1. The total volume is V of the system. The total energy, the enthalpy is H, and the internal energy is U. These are also the property that we will discuss again onwards. So what we had considered these 5 properties: the pressure, temperature, volume, internal energy, and enthalpy. Now if we'll divide this system in 2 parts, here if we'll make a partition of this, then what happens? The pressure in the left region still remains same, in the right region also remains same. Temperature on the left region also remains same, T1. At right side also it is T1. The enthalpy now is reduced to half. The internal energy is now reduced to half. The volume is now reduced to half in each system. So these three properties, the enthalpy, internal energy and volume, we can say are the extensive property as they are dependent on the mass. If the mass is reduced to half, then these property also reduced or these properties has changed. So the extensive properties are one which depends on the mass of the system. The example will be enthalpy, internal energy and volume. Next, extensive property. Extensive properties are one which are not the function of mass or which does not change as the mass changes. In the same example, we have seen the two properties. Pressure doesn't change as the mass is reduced. The pressure is still same. The temperature is also same. Even the mass is reduced to 50%. So these are the extensive properties which are not the function of mass or they don't depend on the mass. Then third is the specific property. Specific property is nothing but the extensive property per unit mass. That is, say, enthalpy per kg. If H is the total enthalpy and M is the mass, then this will be the enthalpy per unit mass. That is, we write as small h. Similarly, if we consider internal energy per unit mass, then it will be written as small u. This is the specific property. Then the third property also we can say the volume per unit mass we write as small v. So these are the properties which are the extensive properties but per unit mass. So this property also does not depend on the overall mass of the system, because if I am considering this example in the overall system, when I consider this as one system, the specific property was H divided by M in the overall system. But when I reduce this to half, the enthalpy has reduced to half and mass is also reduced to half. So it is still H by M. So that way we can say the specific property also does not depend on the mass because it is already per unit mass. Here let us just take an example of the units of enthalpy. Enthalpy we are writing capital H as kilojoules or joules. And if we are writing small h specific enthalpy, then we write kilojoules per kg. Similarly, if we consider the internal energy, then it is written as kilojoules or joules. And when we write the specific enthalpy, then it is written as kilojoules per kg. So this way we can say the property is nothing but the characteristics of the system. So in this particular case, generally we are considering pressure, temperature, volume, internal energy and enthalpy as the property. Onwards we will consider some more properties, but let us consider at this moment for 5 properties only. Then the extensive property, intensive property and the specific property. Extensive property is a function of mass. As the mass changes, the extensive property value changes. Intensive property is one which does not depend on the mass or which is not a function of mass, and the extensive property value does not change even the mass changes. And the specific property is nothing but the extensive property per unit mass, and it does not depend on the mass. After considering property, now we'll consider the state, change of state, path, process, and cycle. State. What is state? State is basically a condition of a system at a particular time is specified by its characteristics. Say, as I said in the piston cylinder diagram, when the system is at this piston is at this point, what is the condition of the system? So this condition, we had characteristics where P1, T1 and V1. So at this particular point, when the piston is here, what is the characteristics P1, T1 and V1, and that is the unique condition at that particular moment. So these conditions are known as the state. If the piston is now moved after some time at this point, and now at this point when we are considering here the properties, the characteristics may be different, P2, T2 and V2, then we say this is the unique condition of the system at this particular time. So that is the state. On the PV diagram, say only we are considering PV diagram, if we will consider 1, say this is the 1 point. So at this point the characteristics are V1 and P1. So this is the one state, and when I am reaching at point 2 here, so at this point the pressure is P2 and the volume is V2. So this is the other state, and this state is at some different time and this state is at some different time. So that is known as the state. In this case we are drawing it on the PV diagram, but if you are using the PT diagram then the temperature will come. If you are using the VT then V and T will be there, depends upon the coordinates which you are choosing, but that will be a specific condition, specific or the unique condition, that is known as the state. Now change of state, when I am at point 1, now I am reached to point 2, that is the change of state is there. Change of state is there. So say if I am moving from 1 to 2 by different points, say I move at this point, then I moved here, then I moved here, and like this I am moving through different points, passing through these different points, then every particular point is a state. This is 1, this is 1, 1, 1, 2, 1, 3, 1, 4, 1, 5, like that. So there are number of unique states, and every time I am changing the state. So it is a change of state. Path. If I am seeing from 1 to 2, I am passing through these different dot points, different states, then this I can say this is a path. This particular 1 to 2 is a path. And if I know each and every point of this path, and join them with a line, then I'll say it is a process 1 to 2. This will be known as a process 1 to 2. And say from 2, if I am moving to point A through a certain different process like this, from 2 to 1 I am following certain process and coming back to point 1, that is my original point, then I'll say this is a cycle 1A2 2B1. This is a cycle. So here now again let us sum up this state, the characteristics of a system at particular time, and they are the unique values of the characteristic, that is known as the state. Change of state, if the characteristics of the system is changing at some other time, whatever the parameters are there, whatever the characteristics are there, that is the state is changed. If I am following different points, then this particular will be known as the path, and if I am joining all these dots, then it will be known as a process. And if I am coming back by following some other path to the original point, then this complete cycle, this process will be known as a cycle. Here I am considering two process only. It may be a three process or it may be a four process. Say I am considering the four process, one process, two process, three process and four process. So here 1, 2, 3, 4. This process is there that we will study further what is this process are. So here this is completing a cycle. 1 to 2 one process, 2 to 3 another process, 3 to 4 another process and 4 to 1 is another process. So this 4 process makes a cycle. In this case, in somewhere you may find the 5 processes are making cycle, somewhere you find that the 3 processes are making a cycle, or somewhere you may find only the 2 processes are making a cycle. So that is the cycle. So this is all about the introduction of the thermodynamics, application, basic definitions which we are needing all the time while considering or while studying the thermodynamics. So these points must be known to you. In the next class, we will start with the zeroth law of thermodynamics.